Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Arianit Kurti. And as you have already guessed now, I will be speaking English, my part. And this project is basically something continuing on what Jesper and Morgan presented. So whatever you might feel that it's rigid with the programs in education, we try to make it more flexible with our project. So basically, this is a KK-funded project that aims about building advanced level education more closer to the industrial needs in the co-production process. Yes, a quick overview. What we are going to present here together with Ola is basically very brief on the project purpose, the method of work that we have done so far, what are the intermediate results, a bit on the lessons learned so far, testimonials for the student participants, and then we pave the way about the future, how the future is looking with extension that we got for the next 4 years. So, as I mentioned earlier, this project basically tries to bring together the research expertise, academic experience, and expert from industry in working in a co-production process for developing advanced level education or master level courses, primarily the courses that are much more closely tied to the industrial needs in terms of the competence development. Beside that, also we have a goal to provide those education in a more flexible way. So it offers a much flexible way on enrolling, continuing, finishing those examination forms, participation forms, and so forth. And this project is funded by Swedish Knowledge Foundation. We have started initially in 2011 with the first pre-pilot. Then we have those 2 years, and now we'll continue for next 4 years, hopefully together to do some more work on this. The entire principle on which this project has been built upon, it has been the concept of open innovation or the co-production. We truly believe that by working together, we can achieve much better results. For us as an academia, it's very important to be able to understand people from industry, what is going out there, what types of needs there are, that our students should be much better prepared for the challenges that you are facing in the daily businesses. But also, at the same time, is trying to create the openness of participation. So it's a platform for also people for industry to be working together with academia in this. So it's an open hand and extended hand to the people from industry to come and participate with us in developing new courses and new modules that might be suitable for a particular branch of industry and with a particular competence need. Also, with that openness and participation, we will also aim to increase the ownership, because when people feel ownership, they care. And we believe that when we work together, we can care about the course we develop, and those courses will be much more accepted. Also, it will be much more suited for the future labor force that you might need within your companies. Now, I think I will let the floor to Ola. He will talk about the intermediate results so far.
Is on? Yeah, it certainly is. Okay, yeah, so I will start by so these are the courses that we've delivered so far. So all these courses came out of interactions with the companies about their needs, right? So a couple of courses in Agile product development, and I will go further into those two. A couple of courses in mobile and web development, and one course in social media ecosystems. The prerequisites for these courses, I mean, it's typically basic eligibility, which means that you need to have a bachelor's degree in order to take these courses in computer science or something equivalent. But we also have a validation process, because we realize that the courses are targeted, the audience for these courses is people working in industry already. And a lot of these people might not have a bachelor's degree, but they might have worked in software development or in IT for decades even, right? And so we're not going to stop them from taking these courses. So essentially we have a validation process where where in general 2 years of relevant work experience corresponds to 1 year of university basic level studies. So if you have 6 years of relevant work experience, you will be eligible for these courses. So inclusive. So the first course that we gave is called Agile for Business, and this is a really nice case because I had this meeting with a bunch of companies, and I was talking to them about agile product development, and we were thinking of it as a pretty technical kind of topic. But you know, when I started to read these people, it became pretty obvious that yeah, there were kind of technical people in the audience, but really what they felt was that it was the business people in their organizations who really needed to get a crash course on Agile, because the technical folks are already doing Agile product development, but the business side doesn't really know what to make out of it. They do not understand how to take advantage of that you now have a more agile organization for developing product, providing the business side with product to sell. So this course focused on 3 focuses here, on strategic, organizational, and operational aspects of agile methodologies. So what happens to the business side of the company once you start to use an agile methodology instead of more traditional ways of building product? We had six participants in this course. They all completed the course. And as Arianit alluded to, we're trying to be flexible here, right? So we're minimizing, I shouldn't say, well, maybe not minimizing, but significantly reducing the amount of time that these busy employees need to actually spend on campus, on site in campus. So we only had 5 meetings throughout the entire course, and as you see, the first an introduction and then an examination, and the 3 workshops in the middle were targeting specific topics related to adopting Agile in an organization. We were using a flipped classroom model, which means that they consumed the lectures at home. The lectures were pre-recorded or the slides provided to these students. So they consumed those at home, and they came to the workshop, came to school, and did the homework. So it's that's what they call the flipped classroom. So lectures at home, homework in school, essentially. And we also, we realize we don't know everything at the university, and when we don't know everything, we are bringing in expertise from outside. For many of these topics, especially the ones that are kind of on the cutting edge when it comes to technologies, there's more expertise in industry than what we have at the university, and we're not too proud to kind of recognize that and acknowledge that, so then we bring that expertise, trying to keep the focus on what we deliver, not on who is inventing what we deliver, who's producing what we deliver. The second course, Agile in Practice, was simply really a Scrum development project. 8 participants, 6 who completed. In a completely distributed environment, these students were sitting in different places in the region, but still they're not sitting together. We had a product owner, meaning a kravställare, from Visma, and so they exposed certain APIs, and so this team of developers from different companies actually carried out a project against Visma's APIs, something that they wanted to explore, that Visma wanted to explore. We had the Scrum Master, which is kind of a project manager, and a kind of coordinator from LNU. And I won't spend too much time on this one, but essentially we had 3 different iterations and just a few meetings on site. Lessons learned here. Well, in an act of kindness, people might have told you that size doesn't matter, but here size really matters, right? Interactions, and size has to do with with interactions, nothing else. Because it's easier if it's a small group to actually get the interaction going. It was very fruitful, as stated by these participants, to actually be in the same room as other people from other companies sharing war stories about agile product development that would never have happened otherwise. So this is kind of a side benefit byproduct of the process that we're doing, getting people from different organizations into the same room and talking about it. Technology is not yet fully mature. I mean, the technical platform we were using, for example, Skype here, right? Skype a lot for the meetings. And you know when you use Skype, you know what the first thing that happens when you use Skype is, can you hear me? Right? Nobody says that when I pick up a phone, can you hear me? So it's not really there fully yet, right? But we're getting there. A couple of testimonials. This course was quite well adjusted for students who also have full-time jobs. This is critical here. We are focusing students who have full-time jobs. Class size was perfect, so small. Small is good sometimes. So what's next here? So we got more money. Based on the pilots we've done, we got more money from the KK Foundation because they liked what we had accomplished so far. They would like to see more students, obviously. But other than that, this was kind of a proof of concept that this can be done. It's possible to do this. So we're going to continue to deliver these existing courses. We're going to develop new courses. And these new courses that we developed are going to be based on interactions with the companies. Right? We're now looking to courses on architecture, possibly looking at courses in machine learning. But it depends on what the companies say. You know, it's not us deciding that. We give them some idea of kind of a playing field, and then we facilitate reaching some form of conclusion as to what kind of courses they want. We are going to, this is part of the conditions for this money, we're going to expand from regional. So far we've only been regional when it comes to, both when it comes to students and when it comes to companies who are helping us co-produce these courses. We're going to go from regional to national, in particular when it comes to attracting students. We're going to market it nationally, still keeping it when it comes to production of the courses, probably still regionally. But if a company in Stockholm comes to us and tells us they want to work with us, of course, we will be happy to work with them. And this was also part of the idea of this project. I mean, as Morgan was describing the program, the existing master program, and how it is revising that program. But the idea of this project was that if these master courses that we developed for companies, if they are defined by the companies, then of course we should take those lessons from that and fold that into our existing courses for the normal students. So this is not only benefiting the already employed students, but regular students as well. And so the kind of long-term goal here is that to make Linnéus University an educational enabler, really. We're talking about the openness, both in terms of defining what's in the courses, but also in terms of bringing in expertise to actually execute the courses. So we simply become a facilitator of education. No longer somebody who's inventing everything themselves. I mean, if there are recorded lectures that are better than my lectures, and you know what? There are. Then we use those. Why not? Right? The goal, keep your eyes on the ball, right? It's the output that we're interested in, not how we do it. We've got to focus on the ends, not the means here, right? Very open when it comes to the means. And this will be MOOC-like courses. I mean, if we go internationally with this, there needs to be MOOC-like. But as long as they're kind of nationally, we might be able to get the students into a room every now, to one site every now and then. So then we are using some form of flipped classroom model. We are developing infrastructure to support, both technical and kind of organizational infrastructure to support running the courses at any time. So the idea is that typically courses start at certain times of the year. The idea here is that as long as there's a certain enough of critical mass of students who have signed up, announced interest for the course, we start the course. So the course becomes available when there's enough students who expressed interest in taking the course. Right? So flexibility in terms of time, but also flexibility in terms of location with the flipped classroom model. And we're also going to look at some impact analysis. Does this really, are we making an impact here at all? We were hoping so, we're guessing so, but we need to do some analysis of that. So, well, there's not too many companies here, but we would like people to get involved in this, right? I mean, both in terms of we want to recruit students with these courses, and it's free, by the way. These courses that we kind of tailor for industry, but we don't tailor them for individual companies, but we tailor them for industry. The courses are free. So we're both interested in students, but we also, particularly, I would say, interested in more companies collaborating with us and helping us define these courses, and then, of course, send their employees to take these courses. And that is it. Thank you.
Tack så mycket Ola, tack så mycket Arianit. Frågor hinner vi med ett par stycken innan det är dags för nästa punkt.
You can ask in Swedish. I speak Swedish. Perfect Swedish.
Actually, this Swedish I understand. In the presentation.
Jag vill bara säga att det här är ju ett sånt här roligt exempel på spännande samverkan. När Arianit kom till mig och började diskutera det här projektet, och som handlade just om att faktiskt vända på idén om själva erbjudandet. Att inte från universitetet komma och säga, här är vårt erbjudande, vad tycker ni om det? Utan istället säga, vi skulle vilja göra någonting, vad behöver ni? Det var en väldigt spännande upplevelse. Jag tror att det var också en ovan upplevelse för en del av dem som var med. Att fånga sig själv i de gamla strategierna och jobba på ett annat sätt i sitt tänkande, i sitt frågande och inte minst i sitt lyssnande. Och det blev bra. Och det är roligt att ni har fått steg 2 nu och gå vidare med det här. Så det är verkligen kul.
Just flip it.
Just flip it. That's a good slogan. Just flip it. That's all it takes. Tack så mycket än en gång. Och